Most businesses respond to leads hours after they fill out a form, and by then, the lead's already gone cold. Studies show that responding the first 5 minutes can increase the conversion rates by up to 9 times. So, in this video, I'll show you how to build an AI voice agent that calls the leads the moment they fill out a form. No delays, no manual follow ups, and no lead drop offs. Alright, so let's check out a quick demo for the same. Alright, so let's go through this form, let's fill it up, and let's see what happens. You can assume this form can be connected to your Meta ads, your Google ads, or your lead magnet of any sort. Okay, so let's fill up just some dummy information. I want social media support. Current budget is over 5K. Let's fill up a number. And for some extra information, let's add this. So any minute I should be getting a call from the voice agent. Alright, so now I'm getting a call and let's see how the conversation goes.
Hello, Joe. This is Chloe from Retell Digital Media Company. Am I catching you at a good time?
Yeah, Chloe.
Great. The reason for my call is that you recently filled out a form regarding our digital consultancy services. I wanted to check in and see how we can assist you further. Could you share a bit about the issues you're currently facing?
Yeah, so basically I'm running my e-commerce store and we are setting up our Instagram account and just the content calendar setup and the ideation process and all the automations that we need. It's a bit hard for us, so we will need some professional help. So yeah.
Got it, Joe. Setting up a content calendar, managing IDX processes, and automating your content workflow can definitely be overwhelming. At Retail Digital, we specialize in creating tailored content calendars and automations to streamline your social media strategy. We can help you generate content scripts, schedule posts, and ensure everything runs smoothly for your Instagram account. Just to confirm, your budget is over $5,000, right? This would cover the setup of your content calendar, automation tools, and any additional support you might need.
Yeah, that's correct. My budget is over 5K.
Perfect, Joe. That budget will allow us to set up a comprehensive content calendar, implement automation tools, and ensure your Instagram account is optimized for your e-commerce store's needs. Also, could you confirm if your email is kshashwat007@gmail.com?
Yeah, that's correct.
Thanks for confirming, Joe. Would you be interested in booking a call to discuss the next steps and get started?
Yep.
Great. What day and time would work best for you to schedule the call?
Let's do it tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Let me check if tomorrow at 6 p.m. is available for the call. Awesome, Joe. Could you confirm your full name so I can finalize the booking?
Jodo.
Thanks, Jordo. Let me book your appointment for tomorrow at 6 p.m. Your appointment is all set for tomorrow at 6 p.m., Jordo. Looking forward to speaking with you then. Have a great day.
Thank you. So what we just now saw was once we filled up the form, we immediately got a call from the voice agent. It had all of our information like budget, our requirements, our details, etc. It asked us for more details on the help we needed, booked this call, and even saved our details in an Airtable database with a call summary. So let me show you that. This is a test Airtable database. It has all of our information and a call summary. So a system like this, a flow like this just isn't possible for a human agent to do at scale. So let's go through some pain points that businesses can face without a similar system in place. So most businesses lose leads not because they're bad at sales, but they are slow to respond. The average lead loses interest or goes with a competitor if you don't follow up within the first 5 minutes. That's why speed to lead is one of our biggest untapped opportunities for local and service based businesses. And some benefits by implementing such a system can be it calls your leads instantly after form submission, it qualifies them using AI and saves the time, and it updates your CRM automatically so your team can follow. And thus, it saves a sales rep a lot of time, it boosts conversion rates dramatically, and at the end it increases our revenue by 10 folds. So let's go through our system and our automations in place. Now let's walk through the setup. I'll be using something called uform for the form. I'll be using Retell AI for the voice agent and N8N for the automations. So, and I'll be just explaining the overall flow along with the system prompt and the automations together. So when we come to the form, when we submit the form, there's something called a webhook when we submit the form over here. So we need to click update, we need to submit the webhook and it will get connected. So this webhook is connected over here to this one, and once we submit the form, all the details will reach us over here. So this is the step. Once we submit the form, the voice agent calls the user. That happens when we click on this. We get all the form details, and next step is calling the API for the creating the phone call. So let me come to the Retell AI documentation. So this document, they have a pretty good documentation. You guys can go through it, and this is the API that we are using to create a new outbound phone call, and they need certain parameters, a from number, the to number, and return dynamic variables. So this is the object where we'll be sending all our dynamic variables, such as whatever we filled in the form will be going over here. So when we come over here, we call the same API, this API, and we send all the details down below in the JSON body. So we send the from number, to number, the Retell AI dynamic variables from email, service, budget, first name, extra context, all those details, and we give the API key also. So once we fill the form, it comes over here, it calls us in the to number, and then we have the conversation, right? In the conversation, we greet the user by the name. So let's come to the system prompt. In the system prompt, we are defining that first of all, we're giving it a role that you are Chloe from this digital media company. You are pleasant and friendly receptions, and start with a greeting with the first name. So we already have the user's name, so we give a personalized greetings like this. So after that, we just get the user's intent. So let's come to the system prompt again. Over here, we are just defining some style guardrails, how we will be talking to the user, just addressing all the topics. So we need to be concise, we need to embrace variety, like just be clear and use diverse language, be conversational, and just make the user feel friendly to talk to you, and always lead the conversation. This is a very important step. And always avoid multiple questions in a single response. So stick to one question, one response. So second question, second response. So don't confuse the user by asking multiple questions. And if you don't have clarity in some question, do repeat it and get clarity for the question, because each and every data point is important. And these are some example scripts that we added in. So what you guys can do is, I added the first transcript, I fed it into ChatGPT, and it gave us two more scripts with different scenarios that this AI should be able to handle. So this is a really important step because it helps the voice agent to stick to a script. It doesn't deviate from it. So in cases like inbound calls, outbound calls, where a script is important, this particular script is very important to feed into the prompt. So this is the script, and these are just the conversations. So some points in this are, we are addressing the user by the name, that is dynamic. So that is very important for this AI. And for the date and time, we are addressing it colloquially, like Friday 14 Jan or 12 Jan Tuesday at 8 a.m. We aren't saying 24 to 2024, not like this, just speak how people say colloquially. So these are some system general prompts. And when we greet it, we come to the first state, that is a warm intro. We get the background about the user, right? And these details are coming from this particular API, this create phone call API, and the details we send in the detail LLM dynamic variables. So we send all of our details over here, just example customer name. So when we send the customer name, it will reach the voice agent and we can get it over here. So these are all the details that we filled in the form that we are getting it over here. So stuff like service, email, budget, first name, and the extra context. Alright, so in the task, we are first of all telling the AI extend a warm greetings to a customer by addressing he or she by the name, and always ask if this is a good time to talk. If it's not, transition to a callback. We will end the call and we will call the user back again at a later point of time. So this is important. And after that, inform the user that the purpose of calling is that the user filled a form and we are calling he or she regarding it. So we are calling the user immediately, so the speed to lead, and it increases the conversion rates by a lot. So calling the user back immediately after they fill the form is important. And after that, we just inquire about all the issues that they're facing currently, whatever they filled in the form, and we get all the information, take information from context and service, and just let them know how we can help them. So once they say, and once we get the budget, always mention whatever we can do with that budget and what will the budget be used for. So this is important to let the user know what their budget will be for, and just confirm all the details that they filled if it's correct, confirm the email and confirm everything else, and ask if the user is interested in booking call, right? If he says yes, transition to the next state, that is schedule to. Otherwise we'll just hang up the call, right? In schedule to, again, this is similar to my other video. You guys can go through this, but I'll explain it again. Over here in the gist, we are just getting the free slots that the user wants. So let's say if he wants tomorrow at 5 p.m, we'll check the availability for tomorrow at 5 p.m, and if the slot is available, we will call the book appointment function with the time and the user's name. And check availability function is for just again checking the availability. We're just sending the time and the URLs. I'll go through this again, the URLs for each and every function. So this is the overall flow, right? The user fills the form, we call the user, greet him, get the user intent and ask to schedule a call, and then the automations for the two. And once the whole call is completed, right, where there is something called events. So there are different type of events that Retell AI supports. So there are call started, call ended, and call analyzed. So what we're doing is, once the call is ended, Retell AI automatically triggers a webhook that that sends us all the call details, the call transcripts, the call summary, where we can get more information so that we can feed it into one database for call summary, right? So let me show you that webhook is over here. So agent level webhook URL. So webhook URL to receive events from Retell. So this particular webhook is this one, update lead info with the intent. So if I show you, last digits are 8887 and last digits are 8887. So this is the same URL as this. And over here, basically what we're doing is we get all the call analysis, all the transcript details, and then we ask the AI to just filter it. It's a simple filter. And this particular node is called a agent node. So we get the model. For model, we can use anything. We can use OpenAI's model, we can use Anthropic, or any custom models that we want, we can use that. For this purpose, we are just using GPT-4 Mini. This does the job for the most part. It's fine for the demo purposes, so we're using this. And in the summarization, we are defining just a summary prompt, write a concise summary of the following. So this is the whole transcript. The transcript is basically, this whole thing, the user conversation. We say the user to summarize it, the AI to summarize it, and after that, once we get the summary, we update it in the Airtable database. So in the Airtable database, we match it first of all using the email column. We filter it using email because for each user we will have one particular entry. We won't have duplicates email. We can't have duplicates email, right? So we are matching it and we are filtering it using the email. And once we get that particular record, we update the comments. Comments is basically this. So we update the summary, right? And let me show you how we are actually connecting to Airtable database. So if I click on create new credential, there's something called access token. So this particular access token, we are getting it from Airtable Builder Hub. So it's you can go to airtable.com/create, and over there go to tokens. So I already have a token. So in this, basically we define all our workspaces, all our database, right? And whatever we want the scope, we need to the system needs to write, read all of those things, and then we get a access token. So you need to click over here, give all the details, all the scopes, all the accesses, and once you click on create token, you will get an access token that you feed it over here, right? And then we get a connection. So I already have a connection. I'm going to use this, and yeah, so once all the details are filled, let's go over here again. Once the user fills the form, we greet the user by the name, we get the user's intent, the whole conversation goes that I showed you over here, the warm intro, then the schedule tool, and then it asks us to schedule a call. So let me go to schedule call automation. We save this, appointment booking. So this is the same automation that I showed you in the last video, so you can go through it again. And yeah, let me explain it again. So basically what is happening in this is, for check availability, we are sending the time that the user wants. So whatever time slot he is requesting for, we get it over here, right? This is the webhook that is connected over here. This is the same URL. In the OpenAI model, we are basically, this particular system prompt is, we want to format the date in a particular format. So in a ISO 8601 format, which is this one. Currently we are getting the date and time in this particular format, right? In a colloquial format, Sunday 12:15 tomorrow, like that. We need to format it in this format. This particular OpenAI node is for that purpose, and this is the current data time. We are just feeding the AI the current date and time, and this is when the user would like to book. So once we get the time in the correct format, right, we check the availability, that is start time and end time. End time will be plus 1 hour. So we are checking for a 1 hour meeting. So if the availability is there, we just responded that slot is available, let me go ahead and book it for you. But if it's not available, we call this availability Google Calendar node again, and then we get all the slots from our current time that we selected to plus 7 hours. So the next 7 hours, whatever slot is there, we get it. And that might be 3 slots, 4 slots, 5 slots, 6 slots, how many ever slots. And from those slots, we get 3 60-minute slots. That's just optimal, so user doesn't have a ton of choices. We make it easier for the user to select from three options, right? And in case the user isn't satisfied with those three options, we call this whole flow again, check availability, and we can get three more slots afterwards. So we get three slots from those all the slots we got over here, the current time plus 7 hours, and then we format it. Basically, we say to the AI that the user has just been recommended time slot that they can book for. Your role is to clearly communicate the time slots in a natural conversational tone. So whatever response this node gives us, we're gonna give it back to the webhook, and the webhook is gonna give it back to the retail, and this is what the AI is gonna tell us. So this is the whole flow, and once we select the time slot, the user selects the time slot, and we call the book appointment function. So in that function, this is the webhook, and this is the particular thing, and this is a particular pretty straightforward. We get the time, and over here we again, this is for formatting it. So again, we are sending it in this particular format, in this format, you know and we want to format it in this ISO 8601 format, and this is the same, basically same node. So we are giving it the current time, and this is when we would like to book, right? This node is for getting the time plus 1 hour, so plus 1 hour, and then we create an event. This is the start time, this is the end time, and this is the user's name for whom we are scheduling a call, and then we respond that your appointment has been fully booked. So this is the whole flow. So let me go through it again. Form submission calls the user, greet the user by the name that is coming over here. All the dynamic variables by the name. We get the user's intent by whatever details we submitted in this webhook, and we get all the budget information. We mention what this budget is for all the conversation, and then we ask the user to schedule a call, yes or no. If no, we end the call. If yes, this particular automation happens. We check for availability, we check for book appointment, and then once the appointment is booked, the call is ended. Then what happens again, I'll just go through it again. This particular webhook is called, which is for this particular event, call init event, and that just fills up our database with this particular summary, which is this one, this particular automation, update lead info with the intent. So this is the whole flow in detail, and this can really increase the lead conversion rates, lower the sales rep time, so that they focus on the work that actually matters to them, and it qualifies the user, and it automatically updates the details to our database. And yeah, that's all. Speed to lead is a real competitive edge, and now you got a system that does it for you automatically. If you want this exact system set up for your business, I can help. Click the link in the description to book a call with me, and I'll help you implement it end to end. If this was helpful, subscribe for more videos like this. I've got more advanced AI systems coming up soon. And thanks for watching. Thank you.